and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well out there, and today we're heading back to the 80s, folks, for an action comedy. But before we do that, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Join me here. I greatly appreciate that. Also, shameless plug for my TeePublic page. I'll leave a link in the description box below. And today we're heading back to 86, folks, for an action comedy, and this one is Running Scared. No, not the Paul Walker movie, the Billy Crystal, Gregory Hines action comedy, Running Scared. This movie came out June 27th of 1986. It's rated R. It's an hour and 47 minutes long, and upon release, it made $38.5 million. So it was a little bit of a hit when it came out back then, and it was pretty well received by the critics. This movie was directed by Peter Hines. We just talked about Peter Hines a couple weeks ago for The Relic that he did in 1997. He was just coming off of 2010, the year we made Contact, which was a nice size hit and very well received. And he did an episode of Amazing Stories, and this was his next film, Running Scared. And this script had been around for a little bit, and originally the script was meant for older actors. Originally they had in mind Gene Hackman and Paul Newman, but Peter Hines decided to cast younger and change the script around because it was more meant for cops that were getting ready to retire, and he decided to go with younger police officers, and he hired Gregory Hines as Ray and Billy Crystal as Danny. They are partners. They were detectives in Chicago. And we also got in this film Joe Pantoliano, Joey Pants, baby, as Snake. And we also got Jimmy Schmitz here as Julio Gonzalez, and he's a drug dealer who is out of prison and back to his old ways. And Ray and Danny are on his trail. And basically, what happens is they're just trying to figure out what's going on with Danny. They get forced to take a vacation. They go to the Florida Keys. They love it. Decide to buy a bar. Decide to go back to Chicago to tell their captain they're giving her 30 days notice. They're going to retire early. And they end up solving the case, killing Julio Gonzalez, saving the day, and unretiring and coming back to the Chicago PD. And that is Running Scared in a nutshell. What to like about this film? Well, the cast. I think Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal are phenomenal together. They have great chemistry. I bought their relationship on screen. Now, I've seen this before many times over the years. It's been a while since I've seen it, though. They definitely have each other's backs, and they definitely show that in the film. The time we spend with them, you get that these two guys love each other. It's definitely a bromance, and they would do anything for each other, and they have each other's backs through thick and thin till the end. And I love movies like that, and when it's sold and it's acted right, like these two guys do here, it comes off phenomenal here. The rest of the cast is great here, honestly. Peter Hines does a good job with the action and the comedy. I mean, you could tell there was a lot of improv. I mean, with Billy Crystal, I would assume there was a lot of improv, just telling the way some of the lines come off. It just seems like he was riffing on set, and Gregory Hines was a terrific actor. He was probably just, they said they got along great on set, and it comes through on screen with their performances. Everybody else is great here too. Like I said, Joey Pants is always great when he shows up. Jimmy Smits is great here as a drug dealer, Julio. And there's other character actors in here as well you'll recognize throughout the film. The action, I wouldn't say the action is the best action I've ever seen, but when the action happens, Peter Hines directs it with a steady hand. I mean, it's definitely, this whole movie is very solidly directed. The comedy comes more from Billy Crystal's character and Gregory Hines' characters. Their banter back and forth, their banter with other police officers, their banter with perps that they're arresting. That's where the comedy comes from the comments and that. And you know what? A lot of it lands. Some of the comedy doesn't land, but a lot of it does. Had me chuckling for sure. And, is there any negatives? I would say this is not the greatest action comedy I've ever seen. It doesn't hold up to some of the other ones we got in the 80s, like 48 Hours and Under 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop, or Lethal Weapon. But I think for what they were going for here, especially when this movie came out, Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines weren't big stars. I mean, they weren't as known as they were later on. So the studio didn't even want them in this movie. And when Peter Hines decided to cast them, the studio, it was crickets from the studio. They couldn't understand it, but I think it works out and it's proven in the film. Other than that, on the negatives, this is just a pure 80s action comedy film with buddy cop comedy, and it works pretty damn well. It's solid. I had a good time. I had a great job. I enjoyed my time revisiting this film. Also, this disc from Kino Lorber just came out. I think it dropped about a month ago, and it has a really nice transfer on it. The movie looks great. It sounds great, and there's some special features on here, some old archival special features on here. Nothing new, but this is definitely worth picking up if you're a fan of this film. I got it off Amazon for, I think, 16, 17 bucks. Definitely worth it if you're a fan of this film. The transfer is definitely worth your time if you're a fan of this film. And hey, physical media, baby. But at the end of the day, this is a solid buddy cop comedy. It's one I've always enjoyed over the years, and I enjoyed my time with it, revisiting it the other night. So at the end of the day, I would give Running Scared an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for Running Scared. Have you ever seen this film? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Share this video. I greatly would appreciate that. Until next time, bye.